Good morning, Facebook. It is Thankful Thursday, and today I'm thankful for you because you get to share in my journey, and I'm so happy to share with somebody. Anyway, my name's Lindsay. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies.
There you go.
Working on it. Thanks for the grace. Today's show is sponsored by Social Media Torch, and you can get a consultation with them by contacting Nick, my co-host, who's going to say hi now. Yeah.
She wants me to say hi, so I pull the camera off of her.
Yes.
That was so good. So good. Actually, I'm going to do the little highlight now. There we go. So good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, and she calls it Thankful. I call it technology not wanting to be nice Thursday because, yeah,
had a few hiccups.
Yeah, a few hiccups. Like the iPad wasn't going to work, the iPhones weren't going to work, and but it's all working now, and that's why we're here, right?
And
so thank you guys for tuning in. That's why we're thankful. There you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna run with this.
Such a negative Nancy.
I'm not that. I am so far away from that those kinds of people who speak negative 24/7 can go get a group of their own.
Oh. Whoa.
Because they're not invited to my group.
All right.
We gotta bring your positive.
Yeah.
We gotta bring it.
Be thankful.
Be thankful and bring it. All right. So, hey, everyone. I'm thankful. Sean's like, I'm thankfully for my wife dealing with me. Sean, where have you been, man? We haven't seen you in the comments in weeks.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I was like, he doesn't. I get it. You didn't like Lindsay anymore. I get it.
Whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
All right. So yesterday we
flip
talked.
Our screens?
Oh goodness! Thank you for that.
Yes.
Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Or I'll just remove you completely from it. There we go.
Whatever works.
So
it's okay.
Yesterday I got the chance to talk a little bit about family and about people in my life, and the one person I didn't get to was my mom, Teresa.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the reason for that is we were coming up on 40 minutes.
It was a long show.
It was a long show. So we're going to open with that, and then we're going to go down that direction. Okay. So my mom has been very influential in my life. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because of the men that she has married, mm-hmm. right? The direction that she has guided our family in. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she's the whole reason her marrying Steve is the whole reason why we're here in Texas. Mm. If not, we'd still be in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Okay. And she's actually the one who helped Robert and I find our way, because we were when we were younger, we were going in different directions. So like, hey, military. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then for Robert knew he wanted to be a Marine. For me, I was kind of undecided, but growing up, my mom had always taught me that I was the protector of the rest of the kids,
because you're the oldest.
Because I was the oldest,
right? I
was the protector, mm-hmm. And I remember, and the other thing she instilled in us was, you're not allowed to fight. You're never allowed to fight. You're not allowed to fight, and that
Each
changed.
Or
no,
anybody,
anyone.
Okay.
I didn't have Lindsay's cold brew, so I boycotted. That's great, Sean. And it's funny because that eventually changed, and that changed when we got some new neighbors that were very aggressive, mm-hmm. and they had punched Robert or Tommy or done something of that nature, and we were always just walking away because that is what she had taught us. Mm-hmm. And one day we came home and she's like, enough, fight, like go learn how to fight.
Oh.
And sure enough, there was a neighborhood brawl between two neighbors who lived next to each other. A neighbor brawl, okay, between us kids.
Like
full
friendly?
on,
not
friendly.
Not
there was
friendly.
a lot of blood.
Oh.
There was a lot of blood, to the point where when the dads came out and talked about it, it's so great because like my dad was so even keeled. Mm-hmm. Like the other dad was very angry, and the reason why he was very angry is because his kids got beat up. Like mom said, go fight. Robert and I were like, psh, here we go.
Right.
And
It's on.
and
It's on.
it's and so that dad and my dad meet up in the middle between the two households. And this dad, I mean, these kids have been bullying us for probably 2 or 3 months now. And finally, mom said, "Okay, enough is enough. Start defending yourself." And it flips. So now that dad comes out. My dad's like, "Listen, your kids have been doing this for 2 or 3 months. This is over. Keep your kids on your side of the yard. We keep kids on our side of the yard." And it's funny because after we beat those kids up, then we all became friends.
Of course.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
So right. And so I take that a step further going, okay, that was, oh, I'm allowed to protect my siblings. And that's what led into me going into the Coast Guard versus the other ones, because that's the shield, that's the protecting, right? We're going to go rescue people that are trying, rescue people from storms. We're going to rescue people. We're going to stop people from coming into the United States that shouldn't be here. That kind of philosophy. And then that went into, when I came back home, I was looking at becoming a realtor. Why? I'm great at sales and marketing. So that's what I was thinking. She was like, no. You need to go into insurance. You need to learn about this thing called residual commissions. Okay. And so I went down that direction. And
So she's been really influential on your business side.
oh, absolutely. My mom actually worked for me as a customer service CSR. So because she was really good at listening to listening to the clients and helping them solve things, and then coming back to, okay, Nick, here's how you need to solve this situation for this individual.
Right.
Because she had an insurance background. Because she knew how to listen in that nature. And then when I decided to sell the agency, she helped me with selling the agency.
That's awesome.
And then help guide Tommy and Diana starting their own agency, me starting my marketing agency. And here we are today, right?
Yeah.
So when I look at this, yes, moms are very influential. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm about to call out moms here.
Understatement of the century.
Right.
That moms are influential.
So I'm going to make a statement here, and if I offend you as a mother, okay, then you need to do some soul searching. All right.
Ask yourself why.
Okay. So as a mother, you need to understand the influence you have on your kids. Okay. And you need to be open to having those tough discussions with the kids, with your kids, and be willing to listen when they're going through a hard time. All right. That was something. And not judge. Very much so.
Hard.
Very much so. So that was something that my mom did very well. Okay. So that's my shout out to her. Now you know a little bit more about my story. Okay. And now we're gonna switch gears real quick. We're gonna talk about leadership within the household. And
I'm really nervous because he didn't share any of this before.
No. We're gonna talk about leadership within the household, and there are moms out there that are like, there should always be equality within the household, right? Everything should be split 50-50. Okay. As far as leadership is concerned.
Okay.
And I'm going to stand here and say, no, it shouldn't. Okay. There needs to be, there needs to be the conversations, but there still has to be one person that's that's taken a little bit more ownership of leading the household. Okay. Now, because of the dynamic within America, I'm not saying it always needs to be the man. Sometimes it is going to be the woman. Okay. But we need to get rid of this. Everything is a 50-50 mentality. And there needs to be someone leading the household. Okay. Now here's the why before we go down this direction. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Here's the why. When you have that person that's leading, okay, if you look at the military, if you look at Fortune 500 companies, if you look at any type of leadership, there is still one person at the top. Okay. So I mean, goodness gracious, even in an LLC or a business, there's the worst thing you would do is have a 50-50 ownership. It's better to have a 51-49 ownership. That way, when a hard decision needs to be made, someone can make that decision. Okay.
And that person's taking responsibility for their actions too, for their choices of leading that company.
There you go.
Or
That's
that family
good.
or
That's
whatever.
good. See, you see, and I think we've gotten into everything needs to be equal. And now, oh, you want to know what? It's everything's equal. So I'm really not accountable for my actions. Everything's equal. So, you know, we can sit here in a stalemate and maybe short circuit an entire relationship. Okay. Or we can short circuit the family, or we can short circuit a company. Okay. There has to be someone that's willing to take a little bit more ownership of this and go, I'm going to be the 51%.
Right.
I'm going to be the leader in the household. Okay. Now here we go, right? When you've decided to do this, you are, like you said, you are taking a little bit more ownership. Okay. But hear me on this. The person that's taking that 49, they are choosing to follow.
Right.
Okay.
And you have to be a great follower in order to be a good leader.
You have to be an amazing follower before you can be a great leader. You absolutely need to. And just because you're following doesn't mean you have influence, right? If you go back into the kings of old, look at our current democracy, right? How many people are advising the president on what to do?
Right.
Okay, we're not going down the political route. Okay,
You brought it up.
I'm using it as an example, right? How many people are advising a president? When you look at a company, okay, how many people are advising the CEO or advising that president on what to do with the company?
Right.
Right. Just because you've decided to choose a place of following does not negate or does not lower you
Right.
in the world. Okay. That's actually a place of, hey, I value your opinion. Here we go. You ready for this? Ready?
Bring it.
Amber,
Bring
you
it.
ready for this? Amber, I value your opinion so much, I put a ring on it.
Ooh.
Okay? I value my wife's opinion and insight and her demeanor and everything about her so much, I married her.
What a unique perspective on marriage. Like whoever thinks about marriage that way. Like, no, it's, oh, I love them. Oh, I love them. It's never, you never hear it put that way. That was good.
I value her. That's how much I value her. Right? So am I the leader in my household? Yes. I set the direction. I do. Am I always right? No. And thank God the Lord gave me Amber to help me go, you want to know what, Nick? I mean, and Amber's really good at this. Nick, I love you. I understand this was a learning thing. Let's move forward, right? I mean, I'm experimenting. Case in point, I'm experimenting with cold brew right now, making my own cold brew. And I told her, I was like, sweetheart, thank you for being supportive of my little projects. Right? Because she's like, that does not really taste that good.
I'm telling you, I have the recipe down. You just got to use my recipe.
I got to use the Lindsay recipe.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, so so understand if you're in a point of following, you're making the decision to follow. When I go to Mighty Men, okay, I'm not leading a team. I'm part of a team.
You're choosing to follow.
I'm choosing to follow. You know who the leader of the team is? My brother Tommy, my younger brother Tommy. Okay, I am choosing to follow. So let's step out of the husband-wife relationship and let's move into that family dynamic. Okay, just because you're the oldest doesn't mean you always have to be the leader. There are great things I have learned from my brothers and sisters that I would never have learned anywhere else. Right. But that does not negate me leading. So when I started my farmers insurance agency, after I went through hiring and firing people, I wound up hiring my brother, my sister, and my mom. Okay. And what we did is Tommy was in charge of renewals and he was great at it. He loved talking to them. Diane was in charge of sales. My mom was in charge of customer service. And what was I doing? I was out there marketing to bring in sales. And I was also doing financial services at that point. So if there was an investment question, because I had those licenses, then I was the one that would take care of that client.
Right.
But that my objective was to fill the funnel so the family could all level up. Right? So we each had our own silos, and it worked. It worked so well that we became one of the top 3 insurance agencies within the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Okay. And then when I decided to step out and open up my own marketing agency, Tommy and Diane went and started their own insurance agency with the foundation that, yes, had I provided them with, had I paid for? Absolutely. But that's what I was supposed to do, right? Make sure that you include your family in your growth. Make sure that you include your family in your business.
Right.
Make sure that you include your family in your life, because these are the people that you have the most history with. Bye, boss man. We just had a guest come in. She's like, yeah, I know you guys are doing a show, but you want to know what? I'm going to come in. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to observe. You want to know why her name is Angelina and she's the boss.
She is the boss. She does what she wants.
She does do what she wants. How did that even happen? How did that happen where she does what she wants? Like I thought I ran this company, but obviously I didn't.
You gave her the power.
I did.
You relinquished it.
So when we have these discussions here on the show, make sure that you take those thoughts into consideration. Okay? Make sure that you take the thought of, okay, am I leading or am I following? How am I being an asset to my family? How am I leveling up my family? How am I leveling up the world around me? My circles of influence, right? My number one circle of influence is my family. Right. My second circle of influence is what's here in this office. Right. And honestly, this building. Okay. My third circle of influence is going to be the church. Actually, I might need to flip those. I have more friends at church than I do within this building.
Yes, but where do you spend more time? In
this office. Okay, so two and three maybe interchange depending on the day.
Sure.
But my fourth my fourth sphere of influence is definitely going to be my digital family. Definitely my digital family. The people that are here on Facebook, the people that connect with me on LinkedIn, the people that watch us on YouTube, that would be my next sphere of influence. So here we go, right? My fifth one. And this is what I'm striving towards to start to kind of create, is people I get to interact with from stage. People I get to impart into from a live stage foundation.
Like a coaching? Or
coaching,
MC?
teaching, not emceeing, because when and I learned this now because I've done an MC. When you're MC, you're going off of someone else's agenda, right? You're following the criteria of someone else's agenda.
Right.
Now, I mean talking from stage to a point where it's imparting, knowledge, it's teaching, it's coaching, right? And then being able to go back and have more one-on-one conversations with people and help them rise up, help them level up, help them crush it. Right. So I think that's going to be my fifth sphere of influence that I want to start to develop. And do you want to, that might not be this year. That might be 3 years from now. That might be 5 years from now. That might be tomorrow. I don't know. That's up to the big man upstairs. Just when he's like, Nick, I think you're ready for this. Right. Nick, great job building getting to this mountain, this hill. I need you to go down, do that one, because it's a different dynamic, right? Like here, it's more of you and me having a conversation,
right?
And I have a camera in front of me. It's very different when you have a live audience.
Sure.
That you look into the eyes into.
And they ask questions.
Oh, I
and you
love
have
that.
The feedback.
Oh yeah. The immediate feedback, not right. David, how you doing, brother man?
Thanks, David.
Right? I'll take that positive. So
a good question is, have you figured out, not you, but you.
The audience, the audience.
Have you figured out what your spheres are?
Ooh.
Your spheres of influence.
Oh, I can see a graphic being created right now
Can you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And it's not going to get created till next week because of the amount of work that we have.
Like what?
like that's great and all, Nick, but
That's beautiful idea.
Right. That's a great idea. I love this idea, Nick, but it's going to need to wait a little bit. It's funny because we were talking about that yesterday, right? Like, hey, I have this idea, and immediately Lindsay's like, here's my to-do list.
Yeah.
Like, just go put it in the CRM, go put it in the task list,
Yeah.
and we'll
I'll
IDS
get
it later.
to it, but not today.
Not
Yeah.
today, not this week.
No, not today. Yeah. So, yeah.
But I like this. I like what I heard you say. Like, define your spheres of influence because it's important to know that.
Yeah.
Right. Especially, oh, here we go, David. You'll love this. Especially when you have a big personality and your one energy can change the room. You need to know who your spheres of influence are because when you have a bad day or like what was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
It was 2.
It was 2 days. It was 2. She knows, right? 2 days ago, and I was a little off, right? How much that impacted those spheres of influence,
Right.
and being able to define that goes, you want to know what? Maybe I need to step back a little bit, and I need to recharge my own batteries.
Absolutely. You as the leader need to be more aware than the people that are following you because you have the influence to shift everything underneath you. As a teacher, I was at a school that had a great leader. He got headhunted by other schools to come be the leader at that school. And when he left, he got replaced. And the leadership changed so drastically that the atmosphere shifted in a month and dived. And I was like, in a bad way.
In a school. In a
school.
school.
Yeah.
One leader
Yep.
changed. And it took 30 days to change the entire atmosphere of the school.
Probably less than that. In 30 days, I knew I wanted to leave.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. So
Yeah.
now here we go, right? So here now man, questions now, right? Questions now. Okay, so with something like that, was it so there was a change in power, there was a change of title, right? Was it a vacuum, an energy vacuum that was created, or was it an energy replacement that was not that same positive?
What's that? I don't understand
Okay,
the difference.
so Nick creates a lot of energy, right?
Yes.
David Thompson creates a lot of energy, right?
Yes.
When David Thompson leaves a room, there's an energy vacuum that is created, and you can feel the energy levels come down a little bit. Okay, so that's one way. Okay? When Pastor Keith enters a room, you know he entered the room, right? When Pastor Keith exits a room, there's an energy dip a little bit.
Okay.
Is it that one, or is it there's this positive energy, right? Like David or Pastor Keith, right? But when the new person comes in, they bring in such a negative energy, and I had like 3 people's names run through my head, and I'm not gonna name them, okay? But they literally instead of the energy level dropping a little bit, it's replaced with this negative energy, and it's the same energy level.
It was definitely a vacuum.
It was okay. So it was an energy vacuum.
Yeah.
It was a productivity vacuum. It was oh man, the energy's just not there.
The energy was gone. The positive, anything was like, it was an energy of respect, actually.
Ooh. Okay.
The respect was gone.
But in doing so, the respect was gone, but the positive energy he or she created was gone as well.
It just wasn't the same level. So that it would be like, so I would say I'm positive.
Yes.
And you're positive.
Yes.
But I don't bring the same energy levels into a room that you do.
Correct.
It was kind of like me replacing you in a room. While there's still positive, it's gonna drop.
I don't know if you should give me that much credit.
Okay,
but I hear you. But I hear you. Okay, and I get it. So one, thank you for those very kind words. Thank you for those very kind words. But what you said is you were ready to leave in 30 days.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think that was a fair comparison because I know who you are.
Well, thank you.
So
I think.
And so with that, where I'm going with that is you carry positive energy as well. So yes, if I leave the room, you still carry that energy. Maybe it drops a little bit,
Sure,
but it's not going to drop to the fact where people are like, oh my goodness, I need to run away.
So it's not that the new leader wasn't positive. He or she, they had, they were always smiling. They were always, wanting to bring positive, but it was a focus on, it was their focus on priorities. So example, it was a Title I school. So it was very low demographic, low social economic dynamics, where you are teaching them not just what's in the school, but you're teaching them how to be good adults.
Right.
To show respect, to have authority, to respect authority. You're adding that layer in. And the new person that came in, so I'm having a conversation with this person, and a student came up and was patiently waiting for their turn.
Okay.
Right? Patiently waiting. And I'm still talking. And he goes to me and says, "Can I help you?"
The hand?
Yeah.
The hand.
Yeah.
The
So that not only told that kid that they don't have to listen to me, they don't have to wait for me to be done talking because I'm not as important as they are.
Instead of saying, Lindsay, give me just 1 second. Let's listen to this kid real quick.
To class.
Correct. And then let's finish our conversation.
Right. No.
Instead of being very professional about it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it was. It was a lack of professionalism, or I don't know. Anyway, that was the moment that I'm like,
we're done.
I'm done.
We're done.
I'm done because that one gesture just told me that I don't matter as the teacher, that I'm not as important, and I'm not. But it's not that the kid is important, but you have to have that hierarchy of respect. You have to do it in a professional way, because after that happened, kids were running the school. And that person supported it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Because
here we go.
Anybody that was watching this take place saw that.
Yes.
And they might not have consciously been like, oh, I'm making this connection of she's not as important, or the student's more important, or they have the power kind of thing. But it's a subconscious awareness.
It's called weak leadership.
Well,
No. Let's call it exactly what it is, right? And here we go, right? Let's bring it all the way back to the marriage from the beginning of this episode, right?
Yes.
Where I'm saying it shouldn't be equal. There should at least be a 51-49, just like there is in any business. There needs to be someone who has a little bit more responsibility, a little bit more accountability, right? Mm-hmm. That person has to then empower everyone else.
Yes.
Right. And here we go. When the person that says, yes, I'm going to take that 51%, I'm going to be the leader of my household. When you are a weak leader of your household, when you're a weak leader of your business, when you're a weak leader in general, magically chaos starts to consume below. Mm-hmm. Right.
And it became chaos.
And what you have is the person who's following you.
Yep.
Maybe that person who married you. When the kids realize that they can pit mom against dad, or pit dad against mom, that's not a unified front, you've lost. Mm-hmm. You've lost, because now the kids are running the household.
Right.
Okay. Now, the exact same thing happens in business.
Yep.
You have your frontline individuals, right? You have your people who are the frontline people. That middle management, you need to empower them. You need to make sure you're backing them. You need to make sure that you're
backing. That is so key.
You're empowering them. You're backing them. You're leading them. You're growing them. Mm-hmm. Right. So that way they can lead the people that you have that have decided to join that company, maybe at that entry level, so they can lead them. But if you as the leader are not empowering the people who are following you, then the rest of it turns into chaos. And you actually, like when you write your book, without mentioning names, this needs to be an example of failed leadership. Because how long did it take before the kids realized that they had the power?
Less than 30 days.
You want to know what? I'll give them 60.
I would.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give them 60. So if you are in leadership, make sure. Now, granted, what I'm not saying is that, you know, the people, maybe your direct reports, I'm not saying they're always right, but make sure that if you're going to coach them, you coach them intentionally. I love what Pastor Josh said. When we have to go discipline someone, we state our intent. My intent is not my intent is to grow you. My intent is to help you become better. So we're going to have this conversation, and just know that I'm not coming down on you. I'm trying to grow you, because there's people that you're leading that need to grow with you.
Right.
Okay. So make sure that you have that mindset. Make sure that you have that mindset. And if you do have to be disciplined, if you do have to discipline someone, make sure that you're doing it correctly. All right. So I don't have my planner. My planner is still in my bag. Is it still in my bag? Oh no, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. How far have you gotten done with your big three? Okay. Can you get that last one done today? Okay.
What are they going to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more planning. Why? Because we're almost done with the first month.
Oh my gosh, it's the last
February.
full week of January.
Correct. So tomorrow, if you get done with your big three, start thinking, great, what are the things I need to get done in February? Okay. If you're in content creation, you know you got to get stuff done. Actually, if you're in content creation, unless you're one of our clients that kind of needs, you know, content done on the fly, we're planning out March right now. Okay. February should already be planned out, scheduled up, getting ready to move forward. So, but make sure that you have your big three. Okay. Where are they at? If you can get them done today, great. If you can try to get them done by tomorrow by noon at the latest though. And spend Friday afternoon doing a little bit more planning, because you have a whole month ahead of you. Okay.
I like that.
You're welcome.
I got some things to do.
We have some things to do. So with that, hey, know that if you're in the comments, know that that's how we know to pray for you, right? If you like the video, that's how we know to again, pray for you and keep you in our prayers. But let's also know that you are loved, okay? Bring your positive today. Bring your energy today. All right. Thank you guys for sharing some of your energy with me on Tuesday, because I needed it. I'm back to full strength. Okay. So now if you need to borrow some of my energy, you're more than welcome. More than welcome, right? It's amazing how much getting a good night's sleep will make a difference in a whole morning cycle. So bring your greatness today. Know that you are loved. Know that you are prayed for. And above all, make sure that you
Rise up.
crush it.
Bye, y'all.